Have you ever been walking down the street, lost in your thoughts, when a song starts playing from a nearby cafe, and for some reason, it feels like it was meant just for you? Or maybe you were scrolling mindlessly on your phone, ready to close the app, when suddenly a message appeared. Something that made you pause, something that felt like a quiet whisper from the universe. Maybe it was a phrase, a sentence, or just a fleeting moment that struck something deep inside you. It's something you didn't even realize you needed to hear. And maybe that's exactly what's happening right now. There's a reason why you found this podcast. Or maybe why this podcast found you. We go through life thinking we are in control. We set goals, we make plans, we try to map out our future. But life has a way of surprising us. It places people, messages, and moments along our path, some gentle, some painful. Each one carrying a lesson, a sign, a quiet motivation towards something greater. If you're here, listening to this, maybe you were meant to hear these words. Maybe, in this exact moment, something in you is searching for a reminder, a reason to trust, to believe, to hold on just a little longer. So take a deep breath. Let go of everything else for a moment. This is for you. Well, everything happens for a reason. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes, the things we hold on to the most slip through our fingers. The job we thought we wanted doesn't work out. The person we loved drifts away. The plans we made so carefully fall apart. And in those moments, it's easy to wonder, why? Why do things have to be so uncertain? Why does life take away the things we want the most? But have you ever looked back at a difficult time in your life and realized that somehow it led you to something better? That if things had gone exactly the way you wanted, you might never have discovered something even greater? There's a reason they say, rejection is redirection. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first job as a news anchor because they said she wasn't fit for television. Steve Jobs was kicked out of the very company he built. Imagine if they had stopped there. Imagine if, in their moments of failure, they had decided that life was unfair and simply given up. But they didn't, and neither should you. The disappointments, the heartbreaks, the setbacks, they are not the end of your story. They are just chapters. And maybe, just maybe, something better is waiting on the next page. The world is loud. Everywhere you turn, there are voices telling you what you should do, who you should be, how you should live. Society has a timeline for everything. When you should graduate, when you should find success, when you should settle down. But here's the truth. No one else is living your life but you. Have you ever felt a small voice inside you? A quiet thought that tells you to go a different way. Maybe it told you to try something new. Maybe it told you to walk away from something that didn't feel right. That voice is yours. It's the part of you that knows what's best for you, even when the world says something else. But too often, we don't listen. We doubt ourselves. We let fear take over. What if I fail? What if I make a mistake? What will people think? So, we ignore that voice. We follow the path that seems safe, the one that pleases others. But deep down, something feels wrong. We feel stuck. We feel lost. But here's the truth. That voice inside you is there for a reason. It's guiding you. It's telling you where you're meant to go. And if you take a moment to listen, really listen, you'll hear it. It's still there. It has always been there. Maybe you don't have all the answers yet. Maybe things aren't clear. Trust yourself. Trust that quiet feeling inside you. Because the life that is truly meant for you, it starts when you finally decide to listen. How many times have you planned everything down to the smallest detail, convinced that if you just try hard enough, things will go exactly as you want. And how many times have those plans fallen apart anyway? It's frustrating, isn't it? We want things to go smoothly. We want certainty. We want to know what's coming next. But life doesn't work like that. Think of a river. When water meets a rock, it doesn't stop. It doesn't try to push the rock away or force its way through. It simply flows around it, adjusting, moving forward. It trusts the path ahead, even when it twists and turns. But as humans, we struggle with this. We hold on too tightly. We try to force things to go our way. Hey, take a breath. There are things you cannot change. There are moments when no matter how hard you try, you cannot force something to happen. And sometimes the greatest peace comes from surrendering, not in giving up, but in trusting. Trusting that the delays, the unexpected twists and turns all serve a purpose. Because when you stop trying to control everything, you make space for something even better to come your way. We often think that opportunities will come knocking, clear and obvious, like a sign lit up in bright flashing lights. But in reality, opportunities often come in whispers, in moments that seem ordinary, but could change everything if we only paid attention. Think of a time when you said no to something because you were scared. Maybe it was a new job, a new experience, a chance to step out of your comfort zone. What if you had said yes? Sometimes, the opportunity of a lifetime doesn't look like one at first. Sometimes, it's disguised as a simple choice, an unexpected encounter. A chance that scares you just enough to make you wonder, what if? So be open. Be curious. Say yes, even when you're unsure. Because the things that scare you the most are often the things that will change your life. We compare ourselves all the time. We look at others and wonder why they seem to be moving faster, achieving more, getting further ahead. But what if I told you that there is no race? That there is no single path to success, no perfect timeline you must follow? Einstein didn't speak fluently until he was 4 years old. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. Morgan Freeman didn't land his breakout role until he was 52. There is no set timeline. Your journey is yours. It's not meant to look like anyone else's. You are not behind. You are not early. You are simply on your own path, at your own pace. So instead of worrying about where you should be, start embracing where you are. Because you are exactly where you need to be. It's easy to focus on what's missing, on the dreams that haven't come true yet, the goals you haven't reached, the places you haven't been. But have you stopped to appreciate where you are now? Even if you're not exactly where you want to be, there are still things in your life worth celebrating. The small moments, the people who support you. Gratitude isn't about settling, it's about recognizing the good that already exists. Try this. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. A heartfelt note from a friend, the calm of the morning, and a melody that brought a smile. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, your mindset shifts. You feel lighter, because life isn't just about getting there. It's about appreciating here. Last but not least, trust that you are meant to hear this. Maybe this message found you at just the right time. Maybe you were meant to hear these words today. There are no coincidences. The things we come across, the moments that make us pause, sometimes, they arrive exactly when we need them most. A reminder to trust yourself, to listen to that quiet voice inside you, to let go of what's out of your control, to be open to new possibilities. And before you move on with your day, ask yourself, what is one thing I can take from this and apply to my life today? It doesn't have to be big. Just one thought, one shift, one small step. Because the moment that you're in right now really matters. And so do you. All right, take a deep breath. Let these words settle. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You don't have to chase someone else's timeline. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust yourself. Trust the path that's unfolding for you, even if it doesn't look the way you expected, even if it takes time. And as you go about your day, carry this thought with you. You are capable. You are growing. You are enough, just as you are. Thank you for listening. If this spoke to you, hold on to it. And if you know someone who needs to hear it too, pass it along. Let me know if you'd like to make further adjustments.